And I'm back with another Front Row Talk podcast, the podcast with expensive opinions. Make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, you share. Make sure you check the description down below that has my link for my Instagram and TikTok. This is episode 83. Before I start, make sure you tune into last episode, episode 82, where I talked about my week 7 predictions, and I believe I also talked about the preseason. Now, as you can see from the title of this episode, I'm going to be talking about the NFL and the NBA. The NBA is finally back. It has started Tuesday, October 24th. It is now Thursday when I'm recording this. It will be Friday by the time you guys are seeing this. So there's already a couple of games that's been going on in the NBA. There's a game that's going on right now, which is Philadelphia against Bucks. But before I get to giving my thoughts on the games that already happened, I'm going to give my Week 8 NFL predictions. So for the NFL, we got Week 8 out of 18. As I'm recording this, you got the Buccaneers versus the Bills. I got the Bills winning this one. I just feel like they're gonna win. They got the better team, and they got defense. Bucks also have defense, but the Bills have better offense, so I'm gonna give it to the Bills. Then you got Jets and Giants. I'm actually surprised that both these teams are playing each other. Both New York teams are playing each other. I did not know they'll be playing each other this year. It should be a very good game. I got the Giants winning though. Even though the Jets been kind of holding it down, they've been doing okay. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it'll be a must-watch game. And yeah, but I got the Giants. If the Giants lose, that just make their record even worse. I think they just won last week, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, then you got Jaguars and Steelers. I'm gonna go with Trevor Lawrence and the Jaguars. You got Eagles and Commanders. I got the Eagles, no doubt. This is probably one of the easiest games for the Eagles in the upcoming weeks because their schedule looks kind of crazy. Then you got the Rams and Cowboys. I got the Cowboys. A lot of people got the probably most likely got the Cowboys losing just because they hate the Cowboys, but I'm going to be realistic. I got the Cowboys winning. Then you got the Vikings versus the Packers. I got the Vikings. Cousins just held it down against the 49ers. He just beat them last week, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah, I got the Vikings beating the Packers. Then you got Falcons and Titans. I got the Titans with this one. Derrick Henry, too tough. I mean, their running game is tough. Then you got Patriots and Dolphins. I got the Dolphins, no doubt. Patriots are booty. They're not good. Like, they're trash. I'm sorry to any Patriots fans out there. Then you got Saints and Colts. This should be a really good game. I'm going to go with the Saints, though. I was going to pick the Colts, but I got the Saints. Texans and Panthers. I'm going to give it to CJ Stroud and the Texans. I feel like they're going to pull through. Then you got the Browns and Seahawks. I'm going to go with the Browns. You got Bengals and 49ers. I didn't even know they was matching up. This is another great game this week. I'm going to give it to the Bengals. I think Joe Burrow is going to win. Then you got Chiefs and Broncos. I feel like they've played each other so much. But I think they're in the same conference. Correct me if I'm wrong. But I got the Chiefs winning. Like, Broncos, like I said in the last episode, Broncos is not doing nothing. Sorry, not sorry. Then you got Ravens and Cardinals. My favorite team, the Ravens against the Cardinals. I feel like this is a gimme, as in a gimme win. Like, as in, like, we should win this without a problem. In my opinion, the way our defense is performing, the way Lamar is performing, I got the Ravens winning. Then you got the Bears and the Chargers. I'm going to go with the Chargers. And then last game, Monday, October 30th, is the Lions against the Raiders. I'm going to pick the Lions, even though we cooked the Lions this last week. If I'm not mistaken, it was 38-6. The Ravens beat the Lions. But I got the Lions this week. I feel like they're going to beat the Raiders. That's really it for my prediction. It's already week 8. 10 weeks left for the regular NFL season, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 10 weeks left. And let's see how my pick ages. Now, moving on to the NBA. I'm super duper excited to talk about the NBA. I haven't talked about the NBA in a long time. Well, I did talk about the preseason, but regular season wise, it's been a minute. I'm super duper excited about the NBA. It's back. I mean, that should say that should be enough. I'm excited because I'm able to see my favorite team, my favorite player, and I just like watching basketball. It's probably the sport that I watch the most, to be honest. And then it'll probably be football. But NBA is back. Opening night, it was the Suns versus no, yeah, it was the Suns and the Warriors. But first, it was the Denver Nuggets against the Los Angeles Lakers. I seen that game live. I seen it. Um, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not surprised the Nuggets won. I'm not no Laker hater or nothing, but it seems like the Nuggets have like the Lakers number. Of course, it's game one out of 82. The Lakers and the Nuggets both have 81, games left to go. So it could be a lot that happens throughout, that time span. But that made it 5 straight games that the Nuggets beat the Lakers because they 4-0'd them in the Western Conference Finals um, last season. But yeah, I mean the Nuggets is just clicking on all cylinders. Like they was really not missing for like 6 straight minutes on like the offensive side of the floor. It was just, they get to once they clicking, it's really hard to stop. Their offense is really, really, really tough. I mean they got Jokic, Jamal Murray, Aaron Gordon, MPJ. All them guys could really, put the ball through the basket if you ask me. And Jokic was just going at AD the whole night. Like it was crazy. Like I mean, nobody could stop Jokic. I don't want to make it seem like I'm throwing AD under the bus. But what I will say is that AD scoring 0 points in the second half is pretty crazy to me. He had a good first half. He was doing his thing. He was doing what he had to play in defense, rebounding the ball, scoring, all of that. Of course, not stopping Jokic. Like I said, nobody could stop Jokic. And then the second half, like he just didn't score at all. Like third and fourth quarter, and of course that hurt the Lakers. Even though the Lakers was kind of in game at some points, certain points in the game, like mid third quarter, ending third quarter, like they was there, and then like fourth quarter, mid fourth quarter, ending fourth quarter, just the Nuggets just like took off, and they ended up beating the Lakers. I didn't really have a pick. I didn't really care who to pick to win, but like I said, I'm not surprised the Nuggets won. It seems like I don't want to judge too much. I don't want to say too much good stuff or too much bad stuff for nobody or for one game, but it seems like the Nuggets system, like their hunger to win is still there. I mean, they are the defending champions, so they should play, the way they played, and we just go and see how it goes from there. Now moving on to the Suns and Warriors game. I'm pretty sure it's not like everybody knows that I'm a Warriors fan by now. If you've been tuned in for a minute in the channel, and if you know me personally, you know I'm a Warriors fan. I'm a Steph Curry fan. The Suns and the Warriors played. First off, we paid respect for KD because it was his first game back at Chase since he left, which is crazy because he been left us. But we had like a whole little video for him, just paying respect for that 2-year run that we had with him. We won back to back. But yeah, that was that. And then just seeing Chris Paul play in a Warriors jersey was crazy to me. Like, and what's crazier is that at some points of the game, I was actually saying like, "Oh, give the ball to Chris Paul," just shouting at my TV. I was with my friends, watching the game live, so we all got together to watch that. And the fact that he played his own old team, like the NBA knew what they was doing. But shout out D Book though. D Book went crazy. Like D Book really got into Kobe mode, I guess you could say. No disrespect to Kobe or his fans, but like he really was not missing. He just took the ball and did what he had to do. Whether it was driving, shooting mid ranges, getting to the line, shooting threes, he was doing it all. KD was kind of cold. I'm not gonna lie. I think he only had like 18 points, but he had bad efficiency. He was pretty cold. So I feel like we played. I mean, you could play good defense on KD and he would still go off, but I feel like, of course, on his part, he wasn't clicking, which is fine. This is the first game of the season. Now moving on to the Warriors. Oh, shout out Okogie too from the Suns. He also played really good against us, and I feel like that's one of the reasons why the Suns beat us, because he was really doing what he had to do. Now moving on to the Warriors, Steph, he was bad efficiency wise. He still had like 27, 26, if I'm not wrong, or he probably had like 28, 29, something around there. But he was like not efficient at all. Klay Thompson wasn't efficient at all. I feel like Wiggins wasn't really part of the game. Shout out Moody though, Moses Moody. He really he had a lot of good moments in the game, key moments at that. And but what messed us up really was the fact that we was fouling a lot, and of course, for those who don't know, we was missing Draymond Green, our best defender. He wasn't playing due to injury throughout the preseason. But yeah, I mean, they was also missing Bill, so we was both teams was missing important guys on both ends. Um, I could say that if we would have had Draymond and if they would have had BU, it would have been a better matchup, of course, because both teams would have been fully equipped. But yeah, I mean, and Chris Paul, he had an okay game. He had an alright first Warrior game. He didn't make his first basket till like the third quarter, like actual shot. Um, in a Warriors jersey to like the third quarter. He had like 8, 9 assists, regular Chris Paul stuff. Um, but I like I said, I really found myself saying give the ball to Chris Paul, but just because he could get the ball to the right person at the right time, like he's a natural playmaker. That's not no secret. But I'm pretty excited to see Chris Paul play in our team just because he makes every team better. No matter what team he's been on, he's made it better, and we are already a good team. If I'm not mistaken, there's a stat out there that says that every team he's been on has made the playoffs, and without Chris Paul, we're definitely gonna make the playoffs. So with him, that's just an addition. I'm excited to see the chemistry that he builds, not only just with Steph, but like Clay, Draymond, Kuminga, Moody, everybody else. And shout out Dario too, our backup big. He was really going off at some points too. So, I mean, I tried not to really get too mad that we lost. We had the game was pretty close throughout the whole, the all 3 quarters, I guess you would say, or all 4 quarters. It was just towards the end that we really let it, get out of our hands, and we didn't even have that much turnovers throughout the game. We had a regular third quarter Warriors, a third quarter Warriors, I guess you could say, style or format. Like we came back from like 12 or 14, and then we went up 6 going into the fourth. So we did our thing. Like we went on a nice run. The bench played pretty good. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Draymond won't play next game. I think they confirmed it already. And next game is tomorrow. On Friday, we play the Kings. I feel like we could probably beat the Kings without Draymond, but we definitely need Draymond. He's the heart of the team, the best defender on the team. He's also a playmaker. Um, and I mean, nobody could find Steph like Draymond finds Steph. They got that chemistry. So, but we're gonna see. I'm really excited for the season. I'm really excited for the season. Next time the Lakers play, they face the Suns. But D Book won't be playing because his foot or something like that. He's already injured, which is kind of whack. Hopefully, it's not nothing too serious, so he could help the Suns and be back on the court. So yeah, I mean, there's already a lot going on in the NBA. Like I said, Philadelphia and the Bucks are playing as I'm recording this. Dame is having his first game as a Buck. And I'm just really excited for this NBA season. Wemby faced Luka. Wemby had an okay opening night, um, but Luka just like shut it down. I mean, he had a 33-point triple double, if I'm not mistaken. He had like 33 points, 14 rebounds, and like 10 assists. Luka, he went in there and did what he had to do, but Wemby's presence, like the fans was hyped to see him. He had a couple of threes. He had like a block or two. He had a rebound. He had not a rebound, a couple of rebounds. But I feel like Wemby's future is really bright. The Spurs played good. They was in the game the whole game. I mean, some people might say is the Mavs defense that is not all that, but I give props to the Spurs, just because like they're not a team that we expect to make the playoffs, and they was playing like a playoff team, as in just like the way they was moving the ball around, the way that they stood in the game, the way that they took the lead, and I just feel like I feel like Wemby's presence really gives his teammates like confidence to be able to play the right way, and of course they got a great coach. And yeah, I mean, this NBA season is gonna be full of a lot of surprises. I feel like it's gonna be a great basketball season. Of course, if we could turn injuries off, I mean, I would, at least me, just so everybody could be active and help their team. But of course, that's not how things work. But yeah, I mean, I'm super excited for this NBA season. Like I said, so much left. I mean, 81 games left. Anything can happen in that time. Let me know what you think about the NBA this season. Who's your favorite team? If they've played, how do you feel that they played so far? Just off one game. But yeah, that's really it for this episode. Can't wait to talk about the NBA throughout the whole year. And give my opinion on that. Make sure you subscribe, you like, you comment, and you share this video. Make sure you check the description down below and click the link for my Instagram and my TikTok. And yeah, that's really it. Make sure you subscribe. This is episode 83, and your boy ssalcita is out.